is going to be a Juggernaut from Gambit. That will be their carry, a dream special, I would say.
Yeah, I think it's also kind of goes to what I said earlier with the whole BKB. Like, it doesn't buy BKB, but it has already built in BKB in the spin. So it looks very good. It's good against Caudle. It's good against Bruin lane as well. And like, yeah, it just looks like a solid hero. And it's not that often that you see Juggernaut these days. So, but it made its way through here, and I feel like it also synergizes well with Gambit's lineup overall and what they want to do with their 5-man push. So
it's something which can take down that Will-O-Wisp as well. Something which can just spin in and try and take down that big ultimate and free up the team fight a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I think so. It's I'm not too familiar with HellRaisers, but I imagine Nyx is the mid player, right? And Elmo's carry. That would make the most sense.
Yeah, I believe so. Bao Bao in the offlane.
I think the Tiny's role in this game is very important. I think how his laning goes and how his rotations go, potentially runes early on could be very, very important for this game and how it develops. Because I feel like HellRaisers kind of need to play a bit faster, and they need to, not that they can perhaps take this late, but I think they need to try to like make plays and try to be aggressive before like Gambit just kind of gets their items and timing and starts 5-manning.
Yeah, one thing I'm always cognizant of when there's a Winter Wyvern and a Juggernaut in the same game is picking up that Diffusal Blade, using the Winter's Curse on a hero, and then just chunking away at all his mana pool as well. You know, some heroes are absolutely gonna hate that. If you can stop that Brewmaster having enough mana for Primal Split, or even just the Gyro from getting his spells off, you know, it can be pretty vital. I think even, actually, probably the Tiny's the biggest example here. If you can take away a Tiny's mana, he is pretty useless in team fights.
Yeah, they do have the Caudle though to recharge the mana.
True.
Potentially.
Yeah. The mana taketh away and the mana is giveth back. So,
but usually the target that gets cursed, if it's a good curse, ends up dying in anyways. So, but we'll see.
The ideal scenario. Do you think we'll see any curse setups for GPK's Requiem?
Yeah, why not? I mean, that's a pretty easy to use combo. That's definitely effective.
Could be fun. We'll
it's a pretty good combo. I think Wyvern perhaps in general maybe undervalued as a hero, I think, especially when you're playing up against physical damage. This one maybe not so much, but it's still potent enough.
Yep, still a strong hero, and we see them pulling off some ridiculous plays, especially in this forward position where they can get a decent timing on the Aether Lens or whatever they want to go for, and getting a good position to get a effective ultimate off. It can be pretty insane, especially if you can cause this Gyro to waste his flat cannon charges. There's a bunch of little things like that which you can pull off with the Wyvern, which other heroes just don't offer you. In the battle for the runes, it's taking place. Stream's going to be able to grab this one off Bao Bao Bao, which makes it 2 for 2. Do you know how to pronounce this guy's name? Is it just Bo Bo Bo, Bao Bao Bao, BBB?
Bo Bo Bo. I mean, I think you can say triple bow.
Triple bow.
Or
that sounds cooler, I'd say.
I mean, you're gonna say Bo 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 like over and over. It's gonna be a bit annoying, I think.
We'll just see what comes out. You know, just go with the flow. See what happens when we say it. And go with the vibes, whatever we're picking up. Meanwhile, a spin used very early in this bottom lane that looked like it was just to kind of dispel the Cinder Brew there more than anything. But it's going to give Dream a couple of CS, a couple of deniers here as well. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, GPK actually manages to get a kill. My bad. That was quick. Nyx just dying in the first level. Yeah, somewhat.
But I guess if you get raised like 4 or 5 times, then you end up dying. But it is a 900 HP Tiny, so it is definitely a little bit surprising. I don't feel like it should happen.
Sweet, so I have an excuse. That's all I need to hear.
Yeah, and GPK already with Bottle so early, and he's almost level 3 too. This might be a rough lane for Tiny.
Yeah, we saw this happen yesterday, where 2 days ago, where a Shadow Fiend got really out of control and just destroyed the game from there on out from a first blood at mid also. I think that was against a TA. Meanwhile, BBB, wow. Bao Bao Bao, Bo Bo Bo, triple bow goes down to the bottom lane. It's FNG and Dream combo. Another stun coming out. Good at a lot of kills across the map right now.
Minus armor into like Juggernaut crit. Yeah, that hurts.
It certainly does. It certainly does. Maybe could have predicted that one. All right, no more kills being missed. We're on the ball now. So, this middle lane now, looking, it's kind of awkward. I mean, Tiny being a melee hero doesn't really want to be in a disadvantage against Shadow Fiend at mid, so we'll see what he can do to make up for that. At least he does manage to grab the 2-minute rune. GPK will be unable to fill up his bottle from that one, but it's a very small advantage in a very detrimental lane right now. 12 and 4, plus a kill on GPK versus the 8 and 0, so looks like that was an accidental pause, so not going to be lasted very long.
I wonder if the new way to play Tiny, you know, how you max the 3 grab and just kind of right-click people or the creeps down. Maybe it's not really that favorite, I think, against Shadow Fiends. I think the old Tiny where you would max your combo out early would be more of an even matchup, whereas because you could actually have solo kill potential on this SF and easy rotation and stuff, whereas now it feels like Tiny just lacks damage and he's always on the receiving ends. That's kind of a problem, I think, against SF, because he will just out-farm you.
Yeah, I've seen it time and time again, and also has fantastic jungling potential. I mean, Tiny, I haven't really seen much of new Tiny with the tree grab. When I have, he's been running down lanes, but can he jungle very efficiently with it?
No, he can. I mean, he farms fast. I mean, I don't know. I'm not completely sold on this whole Tiny without Wisp with max tree grab. I think it's a bit slow. Like you need a lot of time. You need a lot of levels before you start actually being able to combo people. But it's kind of a free lane for this SF. Like, and it's not actually gonna get much easier for Tiny ever. Like he's almost level 5 on SF, and then this races start dealing too much damage.
Yeah, he's really going to struggle here. I'm wondering what the call is here from HellRaisers, and you look at their lineup, and who's going to come and gank mid? Disruptor gank sounds like the most underwhelming thing ever, so I think it's just going to be pretty much uncontested for GPK in this middle lane, and he is a pretty star player. We know he's going to... Did he just... What? Sorry, just attacked that and it didn't pull.
Killing the courier. No, but I mean, the old Tiny, if you were to max his combo, then a Disruptor gang would be fine. But now I feel like they're not gonna have enough damage. So, yeah, I don't know. I think you just have to kind of get as much as you can on SF and on Tiny, sorry, and try to get some runes instead, and try to gank side lanes. Just accept that SF's gonna be big, especially since you ended up dying first blood as well.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Sayo was able to snipe Dream's courier, so that's going to be pretty annoying for him. No brown boots for you, sir, plus a minute without your passive gold. Pretty annoying for Dream, but luckily not too bad. But a bit of gold for the rest of the team as well, but still going pretty well in this bottom lane for the Jug. Meanwhile, up at top, things are also pretty peaceful. Elmo just getting most of the farm. Beastmaster giving him a pretty good showing. Everybody's getting a lot from this lane, basically. It's hard to contest with the supports they have.
Yeah, I mean, good news for HellRaisers is definitely Gyro's game being also very, very good up here. And this is kind of outside of Tiny as well. It's like the hero they want to have a really good game, because he's gonna deal most of their damage.
Yeah, I almost feel like the Tiny is going to be the one who needs to get a bit of space here just to come online with, especially with the skill build he's going for. I don't feel like he's going to be much of a factor in team fights, but I've said that about many Tinies before when they've fallen behind. They always do seem to be able to turn up to fights and dish out some damage, so we'll see how much HellRaisers are able to do with a couple of levels on the Tiny and see how early they start trying to go for fights here, but could be a bit of time before we see that. Definitely want to get your 6s on your Kotl, and on your Disruptor as well. Those ultimates are going to be very, very important for their team fight.
Looks like Kotl's going to stack a bit, perhaps, here. Yeah.
Going for
one. Is he going to get both camps
here?
Two.
Ooh.
Oh, actually, the new neutral camp stacks are a bit weird. Like, if you use the alt button to check the timer, I feel like it's a little off sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. It also, there's one which tells you to pull it like behind the camp, which is obviously not correct. Meanwhile, Bobo in trouble in the bot lane, getting chased down by Dream, trying to run himself away, using the Drunken Brawler to get the haste on Dream, and Dream can't chase him down any further than this. Meanwhile, Sayu trying to finish off the kill onto FNG, but GPK comes in and grabs himself a tasty little support, and will head back over towards that middle lane. Meanwhile, Vampire, he's going to hold down the middle lane whilst GPK gets jungling a little bit. And look at these net worths. Dear God, this is not looking too pretty if you're a HellRaisers fan right now. Currently, all of them, all three cores on the side of HellRaisers below, all three cores on the side of Gambit. Not the situation you want to be in.
This is a huge, and it's like, makes sense why they first phase it. I mean, I do feel like, for example, you first pick this Tiny as HellRaisers, you could put it on 4 and just kind of camp this SF, right? And pick a mid hero that's good against SF and just try to keep killing him or put a lot of pressure on him. Instead, they kind of just put this Tiny mid and gave him a free game. And this is a first to SF as well, right? I think it's maybe a little questionable. Like when you see a first to SF or SF in general, like you want to go and gank this guy. Like he's this glass cannon hero. Like you want to shut down. Like if I pick SF in my pub, I'm getting ganked for sure.
100%, but they didn't pick the heroes to deal with the SF, and they seem to really strongly believe in this Tiny's ability to shut down the lane. And maybe it could have, but that first death, that first blood, just getting outplayed a little bit here, Nyx.
Yeah.
And that's put his team in a really bad position, but we'll see how they can recover from that one. As I said, their draft, it's all about the team fighting. When we start hitting those big levels, those first kind of timings, we'll start to see HellRaisers try and recover this game, but until then, it's just going to be damage control. I don't think there's much they can do to GPK.
The good thing about the max 3 throw 3 grab build on Tiny is that he can actually farm these stacks very effectively right now. And that's one way to get back into the game. Cloudl has been doing a nice job of stacking.
Yeah, true. They're not just twiddling their thumbs on the side of HellRaisers, trying to make something happen, and trying to bring things somewhat even, but it's a little bit of a hill here. Meanwhile, Dream having a pretty good time in the bottom lane. Look at the CS, he's sitting on 54 compared to the Gyro's 52, so the tendonize, though, making the difference. You know, Gyro, he's chilling, but also being pressured a little bit by the Gambit heroes, a little bit more pamped, but that's the nature of Beastmaster. One of my favorite heroes in the patch, to be honest. This Beastmaster always seems to get a lot done. And GPK is actually turning up to this top lane here. I'm wondering if he's going to get scouted out. He certainly does, and the Roar comes out, though. It's a little bit too late. Blinding Light going to buy Elmo a little bit of time, but I think it's too late. He's going to get dropped. GPK grabs another kill, and this time it's the enemy carry. And they're going to start trying to bring down the tier 2 as well. And with Shashlo here with his auras, it's not going to take very long. Down it falls. That was so quick. Pre-10 minute safe lane tower.
No, I like the fact that GPK is using his advantage to go to the side lanes. Like we all talked about earlier, it should kind of be Tiny's job, or like Tiny's solution to coming back into the game. But like his side lanes aren't winning either, so it's kind of hard for him to gank them. And instead, SF just rotates to his side lanes, kills first bottom, and now goes top to Beastmaster, takes the tower. And he's not even losing out on farm whilst doing it.
No, they've been so quick.
Faded brooch here, super good item. One of the best neutral items early on, I think.
Plus 225 mana, plus 25 movement speed, just a straight up buff for any mana using hero. Delicious.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like Gambit have played, I mean, obviously they've played Shadow Fiend a lot in the closed qualifiers, but I definitely feel like they've played it a lot in scrims and stuff as well, because they just seem so comfortable. Every time the Shadow Fiend moves into a lane, everybody knows what they have to do. Everyone's ready to instantly make something happen, just make it as efficient for him as possible to get the kill, and then continue farming, jungling, taking creeps, taking towers, whatever it may be. GPK is playing an extremely high-tempo game right now, and Gambit are certainly enabling that, so the clock is starting to tick down for HellRaisers. When will they go for this first fight here? Is it the gyro drums they're looking for?
You're wonderful.
I mean, they're doing a smoke right now. We'll see if they can end up catching somebody out. Maybe the Beastmaster. Although he's pretty tanky. Like even if you do catch him with these two heroes, I feel like they won't have enough damage.
Let's see, do they go for the courier? They're not going for the courier. They're going for the big kill here. Shashlo's going to be the target. Homing missile comes down. Will-O-Wisp as well. As the cooldown, the roar comes out onto the gyro. That's going to slow him right the way down here. With the balls attacking him, he's really, really slow, but they'll blast back Shashlo into the blinding light, and Elmo should be able to grab this kill nice and safely.
Feeling under the weather?
He ended up being in pretty deep there, but it was a pretty hard kill for them. If they had to like rotate to the lane or like start chasing him away, it might have been very hard to get the kill.
Yeah, but both did a great job.
Ended up splitting as well. I think maybe to survive probably.
Yeah, it seems that way. Omni-Slash wasn't used, but it seems like the Brew was in a bit of trouble. He's down to about 50% HP. Dream just trying to pressure the tower. Brew throwing out the Cinder Brew, but that's about all he can do to stop this from happening. With Avenge backing up the Juggernaut, it's a little bit tricky for him to commit to defending this one, but now he gets a couple of heroes nearby. Sayu throwing himself down to this bottom lane. That's going to give him the confidence he needs to get in, hit some creeps, and defend this bottom one, tier 1 tower. And they're also holding on to their mid tower against this Shadow Fiend, which is very good as well. Opens up the map a little bit for them. And this is a Mask of Madness Tiny. I haven't seen this before.
No, I've seen a lot, but yeah, I'm not sold completely on it. I think it can work if you get the time that's needed. But
ooh, FNG does get caught out by the Avalanche here, and the hasted Tiny going to continue the chase, but he needs a little bit more. I don't think the toss back alone. Well, he's got heroes, he's got friends. FNG getting burnt down pretty low here. The Thunderstrike plus the Cinder Brew and a right click from Aposhka. Oh no, actually, Sayu gets the kill. There you go. Still, they gather nicely, and they actually threw down the Winter's Curse to try and stop that kill happening there as well. So that spell is on cooldown. Might open up some more aggressive potential from HellRaisers here. They try to take back control. I didn't actually see who got the outposts 3 minutes ago. Looks like both were captured by the Radiants. That's another bit of advantage for them.
Yeah. They also lost mid tower during that.
Oh dear.
So FNG won't mind that at all.
No. Very fortunate death. Profitable engagement.
But I feel Gambit looks ready today, like more so than in the qualifier, in the major qualifier at least, playoff. Like even they're doing their item builds correctly, like Beastmaster going Dominator into Book, and no Vlads, because the Venge is building Vlads. Like small things like that means that they definitely thought about what they're going to be doing.
Yeah, squeezing out the efficiency from the lineup in any way they can. Be it item builds, play style.
Mid lane.
That's a glimpse onto FNG. Yeah, this one he might not be so happy about, as they are able to chunk him down quite quickly. Nick's grabbing himself a kill, helping him slowly come back into this. He's got a great jungling build as well. Mask of Madness, Iron Talon, Ironwood Tree for the extra attributes. Tiny loves every little bit of agi he can get. But Shashlo is putting pressure on this top tower. Someone will have to come and defend this one. Or maybe they go for something at bottom. Although Dream's TPing out, and no one can get in to cancel that one. And they did have a Will-O-Wisp if they wanted to throw it down. I feel like now that the spin was down, it might have been a kill there. A lot of heroes at bottom, but seems like they let the Juggernaut get away.
Yeah, they could have probably gone for that, but they don't really see anything.
True.
They were also scanning Roshan at the same time. Like they probably had no idea what was happening. But yeah, they get to get that bot tower now, and even though you lose a tier 2, it's almost kind of necessary for you to be able to play Dota that you take this bot tower, because it opens up the map so much for you. Whereas the top tier 2, it makes the map a little smaller, but in the grand scheme of things, like it's a fine trade for Dire, I feel. Top tower is also inevitably going to go down to a Beastmaster, so ends up securing 2 bounty rooms as well as the outposts.
Yeah, and Tiny speeding through his items here, actually, managing to catch up pretty considerably on net worth thanks to these stacks from the Kotal, and he's heading his way towards the Sanjin Yasha at a rather alarming rate, so Nyx could still be a factor in this game. Gyrocopter, meanwhile, he didn't get the stacks which were made in the jungle, so he's a little bit further behind. But with his drums, he'll be heading towards a BKB at a reasonable rate. Not going to be too sad, but also not absolutely loving life right now.
HellRaisers are keeping up in net worth. Like, they were behind 4K also like 6 minutes ago, I believe. So they're not getting further behind, which is, you know, you can kind of tell they're making the correct moves.
Yeah, they want to grab Shashlo again here as they TP some heroes in, but Shashlo is ready this time and he TPs himself away in the trees very quickly, and they commit the Will-O-Wisp for this one. Maposhka just throwing it down. The big boy orbs. I think it was out of sight. I'm not sure if this catapult could see it there. If it was out of sight, it's not that big a deal. If the enemy don't know you haven't used it, then it makes a difference. But yeah, this Hawk definitely doing a good job on spotting out the rotations.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they saw it or not. But they were smoking up immediately, so...
Uh-oh, this is a swap, this is a kill. Goodbye, Maposhka just disintegrated in the river, trying to see if they were doing Roshan, and, well, they are now. Double damage on GPK straight into that pit. They've got a Vengeful Spirit, and they've got a Presence of the Dark Lord, and this is going to be more than enough to take down Roche pretty quickly. 3 more GPK for the Aegis.
Yeah. HellRaisers have no intention of defending it either. No vision there, it's very difficult. They have no way of gaining vision either, so...
And it will be GPK grabbing that one up, as I expected.
It kind of hurts to give up Roche like that, but I feel like if you run in there and try to take the fight, the game might just be over just like that. So giving Roche and like keep ratting, keep like trying to stall out the game, wait for Aegis to run out might be the better move in this case.
Yeah, and especially with your Coddle ulti on cooldown as well. His death time was pretty short, but he had nothing to contribute to that fight, really. And the tier 2 tower at mid, going to be the next objective on Gambit's hit list. Once again, HellRaisers pretty much just dissipating across the map. Elmo pushing out bottom, doing a good job there, but lane's looking pretty good for Gambit to continue going on this one. I mean, they see Nyx round the side here, and he's just chilling. They're not scared of him. He's not thinking of going in. Everybody seems to know what's up here. It's just Gambit making a statement, taking the middle tier 2 tower, and HellRaisers saying, yep, I guess you got to go ahead with that one, I'm afraid.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, SF also took the aura effects building talent. I don't know if that's normal, if that's what they all do. I think it depends on the game. 30 move speed is also very nice on SF. But I mean, this game I can definitely understand it. Like you kind of can hit a timing here where you can go high ground. Or smoke from HellRaisers, but they get spotted without seeing the beast.
Always rough, but I don't think they really want to take a fight on the enemy side of the map anyway. So just kind of securing their own jungle, maybe getting a little bit of ground back here, clawing what they can back off Gambit. What do you do in this situation now? If you're playing this game, you're HellRaisers, you know, are you like saying, all right guys, don't worry, we can farm up, or are you opening like Solitaire in a second window or something?
I mean, I think you definitely want to wait out Aegis. I think it's too difficult to fight into BKB Aegis SF right now. He also has that Crystal is coming on Courier, which is, I don't know if you know, but it's plus 38 damage. That's quite a lot of damage for an item that costs 2k gold. Plus the crit, right? And I mean, they're just going to go high ground now. I don't know if you can even stop it. Like, their 5-man is too strong.
They have spells on the side of HellRaisers.
They have to try to take the fight here. I don't think they can give over racks.
Yeah, Posh's going to come forward with the blinding light, try and force them back a little bit here. Fortify them being committed as well. And probably to clear out some of the creeps and just stop a little bit of this damage coming through. GPK happy to stay on the high ground. The split comes out through.
Questionable split there.
And FNG tips him as well. He says, "We see you, baby. We know what you just did."
Yeah. It was even level 1 too, even though he is level 12.
I mean, genuinely, like, I kind of question
he was trying
that
to.
tip.
I think there's a chance he was trying to skill up his ultimate there, and then he clicked the split, and then it just split because he just hit level 12, and he just skilled it up after the split ended. So
that's pretty awkward.
It might have been a misclick.
Okay, well, triple bow, making some questionable decisions. But yeah, I mean, I feel like if you don't tip him there on the side of Gambit, then they might think, okay, they don't know we've used split, it's fine, and then maybe you can take advantage of that. I don't know.
They still don't seem to be wanting to go, even though split is down.
Yeah, that's
I think they could have finished the tier 3 there, but they went back for the bounties. They're probably gonna go again with this wave that's coming here, catapult wave as well.
Seems crazy not to. They've got the moon on a stick right now on Gambit. All they need to
They're definitely gonna go now again.
Yeah, let's see it. All right, let's see this high ground defense now, HellRaisers. You've got a Static Storm. You've got a Will-O-Wisp. And Tiny with a decent amount of items if he can be enabled in these fights, which he certainly feels like he can. Not going for a Blink Dagger or anything like that, just straight in with the Sanjin Yasha Plate Mail Mask of Madness build.
No, they just kind of kill the creep wave and then Gambit ends up backing off. What's the Roshan timer right now? It's out in 20 seconds. Yeah. So now they won't break high ground this time unless the fight breaks out. Maybe when Aegis runs out, they could try to take a fight at HellRaisers. Tiny is pretty strong right now if he gets to hit.
Yeah, if he gets enabled in these team fights, they get some good ultimates off on HellRaisers. I think a fight was well within their reach.
But it's so obvious though, they've been stuck in base all this time. Now finally there's a creep wave moving out and you don't see any HellRaisers hero.
Yeah, and I think
you're naturally just gonna move back together.
Someone was watching that creep wave and now the smoke comes out from Gambit. HellRaisers, I think they might have seen that one with that ward they just plonked down, and they are quickly shifting it into reverse gear and getting back onto their side of the map. But maybe they still want to hold the high ground there, you know? There's 2 choke points they could certainly look at trying to defend. MG going to be able to see Bao here. Can he get the swap? Yes, he can, but the split comes out in time. HellRaisers, do they want to follow up from this, though? Doesn't really look like it. A nice glimpse, though, back onto FNG. Going to bring him out of position here, and I think Elmo and Poshko are going to be able to get to work here. He tries to go for the swap round on the backside, but it's not going to be enough, although a nice curse from Vampire. He's bringing Elmo down seriously low here. Gambit might want to follow up from this one. Dream, he's just running in. He's got he wants to get the Omnislash off, but the ultimate, he gets caught out here a little bit. Can they have all up the damage though? No, they cannot because GPK is in, and oh my god, the damage coming out is massive. But Nyx does manage to pick up the Jug on the backlines. Now it's Nyx versus GPK. GPK going for the ultimate, not cancelled out by Nyx here as he turns around with the avalanche, but this Venge illusion is just sitting on his face, and he's got to try and run, but the right click comes in from GPK, and that's going to be all 5 dead on the side of HellRaisers. It was a valiant attempt to try and take a fight for them, but unfortunately it was a little bit too messy. Gambit, even though they just trickle heroes into the fight, it's more than enough to be able to
look at SF's damage. It's 23 minutes in.
What the hell?
He dealt 7,000 damage that fight. I think he hit like 10 times. No, that's it. Maybe even less. He deals so much damage. He has a data push.
Crazy damage coming out from SF. Absolutely mental. And the racks are gone. Just like that, the racks do fall. GPK tearing people apart.
You know, normally you think you can burst Shadow Fiend and like before, but now it just feels like you can just man fight anything you got, and he will kill you before you kill him, right? Yeah. That's kind of a problem.
You could say that. You could definitely say that. It is a problem. And one which HellRaisers struggling to find the answers to right now. They do manage to hit on the Juggernaut in the last fight, which is pretty good, and you feel like if they can take a Jug, they can probably take a Shadow Fiend, but the reality is this Shadow Fiend is way chunkier than the Juggernaut. He's going for a Butterfly next. GPK just all inning on the damage for this one. And why not? It's been working so far.
I'm gonna have AC on Tiny now, at least in a few hundred gold. It's gonna help a little bit with the damage. They have Lads as one brew. Maybe they need to try to get the blue ogre armor creep. What is that called?
Oh yeah, the Ogre Frost Mage.
Ice armor. Yeah, exactly. Try to get that going and see if you can win a fight with all this bonus armor items
on the Tiny. Possibly. It's their best chance. If Nyx can manage to bring down the Shadow Fiend by some crazy advance, but they're going for a smoke play here. Shashlo and Vampire leading the charge. And
they know they're there. They had a ward on the high ground there.
Yeah. They're coming in from behind. HellRaisers trying to fight around their shrine. It could be a good fight for them if they're able to take this fight near their shrine. And they can get some buybacks, TP into it. Nyx is going to be the initial target. The Roar comes out onto him with a BKB pop from GPK. They will be able to bring down Nyx. Elmo as well, trying to fight up on the front lines there, but he just can't handle the damage. GPK is just dishing out way too much. They're going to have to clear themselves out and just add insult to injury, by the way. They drop a repair kit. The GG is called. I mean, that's going to be it. There is nothing else which HellRaisers can do. They get run over by the Shadow Fiend of Gambit Esports. GPK just claims game 1 in his own name. And a great draft from FNG as well. Bye.